UNARepublic. Halo. Halo. Welcome, and welcome. UNA. Yeah. Hello, everybody. I want to say, oh, wait a minute. Hello. My people on TikTok. Welcome, and welcome. I am wearing one of our designs. It's called Everything Water. I should go ahead and show it off right now. This is Everything Water. This is one of our designs. We got the nice sleeves right here for Everything Water. So anyway, I'm just showing off. All right, one of our clothing lines. Welcome, everybody. Want to thank you for joining us on this open session of UNARepublic. Okay, so now what are we getting into today? The topic is get back to the village. All right, get back to the village. This is a conversation for my sisters, my women who call themselves single mothers, and this whole thing about, oh, there needs to be a father in the household. Now, I'm going to get on this. I'm probably going to upset some people, step on some toes, but I want to know I love you, I love you, I love you, but I need you to hear this information. I'm not telling you to believe a word I'm saying. I need you to, before you knee-jerk in this room, to go and do some research on the things that I say, okay? So let's get into this thing. Get back to the village. Now, I need to make a point and a note for my people who want to be a part of the UNARepublic. Okay, you know we have our trust documents, all right? This is our trust documents. And those of you all who know, you know how powerful these documents are. Go and look up how much it costs to get a trust. You're starting at $2,500. So I want you to go look this up. All right. A trust. Find the link in the bio. They're $625. It comes with the trust documents, which includes your declaration and all other documents needed. It comes with your membership badge. It also comes with your allodial ID. All right. And on the back, there's a QR code so that you can always have quick access to your files that are on record, because we're going to put them on record with UNA as well as with the county. And also it comes with an education, all right? That's the membership package. You'll find the link in the bio, okay? My YouTube people, hello, welcome, I love you. All right, so let's get on this thing. What are we talking about today? We're talking about getting back to the village. All right. Now, we hear a lot about how single mothers, you know, a lot of people want to say single mothers are, they have the highest rate of incarceration. And I need y'all to understand that is not true. Welcome, Jay Pure, Jermaine, Foxwood. Welcome, welcome, and welcome. That's not true. All right. This statistics that they keep quoting, again, don't believe a word I say. Go look it up. All right. I want to, this is not about, you know, mothers and fathers and, you know, this whole battle that women and men are having right now. It's not about that. What I'm here to discuss with you, as I make sure I can see my people on YouTube, what I'm here to discuss with you is what's really going on, the real problem when we're talking about incarceration rates and all of that. Okay. The truth is that it's not that the incarceration rate of children coming from single mother homes is all that high, because what's interesting is they don't ever tell you about the fact that there are all these men who are in society and women who came from a single mother home who are very good standing members of the community. They don't talk about that. What they're trying to do is to put this shame on women who are single and tell you, oh, it needs to be a father in the home. Let me help you understand something. Why these people, first of all, in most cases end up incarcerated in the first place. It's not that the woman was single. It's that there was nobody there at all for that child. You'll find people incarcerated who come from a two-parent home. Well, what was the problem? One parent was never there. Neither one of them, not the mother nor the father. All right. So what is the real issue? Somebody needs to be there. Why are we having such this incarceration rate? And it's not about the mother, is she being single and there's not a father there. That's not the issue. And all this whole thing, and I'm going to say it, and I know y'all going to be upset. Diva trying to break up the family. I told y'all what the word family means. It means slaves and servants. Slaves and servants. I need you to listen and pay attention. Because all of these things that the society is telling us to do, they're backwards. They're backwards from nature. And anytime you keep trying to fight nature, you are always going to come out losing. Listen, don't take my word for it. I need us to start researching and stop listening to this propaganda garbage that people are filling our heads with. It's not natural. Mama bear, papa bear, baby bear, it's not natural. That's not where we come from. This society, this whole planet comes from the matriarchy. The matriarchy. This is not about trying to diss nobody. We love our brother. But let's understand what nature is and what nature has been saying to us, and nobody's paying attention to. I'm ready to tell you. And then I want you to go and do your research. Don't knee jerk in here. Just listen and then go do some research. Okay. So what is natural? Again, we come from the matriarchy, where it was the woman who was running things. And even the most sexist male that has done his research will know that everything comes from the woman. Well, what is the issue? What is the issue? We're being told that, oh, there needs to be a man in the house. And the problem is we didn't come from that. That's not nature. It's not natural, because when he's there, and let's be honest, not in all cases, because if you're in a situation where there's a man in the home and he's not disruptive, then that is the exception. That is the exception. That's not the norm. When we're talking about nature, again, matriarchy is where it started. And in the matriarchy, it wasn't a situation where there was necessarily a male in the home or in the village. It was a village. What is the village? Her mama, her dad, her mother, her sisters, her aunties, her grandmother. That's who the women were. The village. The women were the village. This is the problem. We get told mama bear, papa bear, baby bear, and one of the things I've gone into is what marriage is. This was the woman going into servitude. This was her becoming the slave to the man. That's where marriage started. I know we don't want to hear that, because we have glamorized this thing that we call marriage, whereby the man has taken over the woman. And again, this is not about, oh, she needs to be above him. What I'm telling you is we got to get back to nature. You got to understand what the village was. The village was her mother, her sisters, her aunts, her cousins, her grandmother, all the women. They took care of it. When you go into nature, when we look at nature, what are the other beings in nature doing? Because y'all want to call them animals, but they're the only ones who's leaving clues. When you talk about elephants, for example, who is the one to take care of the baby? It'd be the women. Not the males. The males go off and do whatever they do in their little group, but it's the women that are taking care of that child and making sure it stays safe. When we go back into nature, let's look at this. When we're talking about a mother giraffe, for example, and I use this example, and y'all listen, and a lioness comes upon these giraffes. Well, who's the one that's going to put their life on the line for that child? Well, that's going to be the mother. Where is the father giraffe? He's nowhere to be found, but the mother is there, ready to put her life on the line for that child. This is not, again, dissing males. What I'm saying is, what is nature telling you? The 98% of all other feminine beings on this planet, they do not leave their child in the care of a male. And when you look at who is taking care of that child, it'll be a set of feminine entities or feminine beings that are taking care of it. Whether, even when we go back to the lioness, it's her, the pride that's taking care of that child, not the lion, but the pride, the females. So what am I getting at? When we're talking about marriage, you know, everybody knows the saying, it takes a village to what? Raise a child. Everybody knows that saying, it takes a village to raise a child. When the last time you saw a village? When is the last time the village was intact? I get what I'm saying. It goes against what we've been taught. That's because everything we've been taught is opposite of nature. It is backwards. And again, you can fight nature all you want to, but until you understand nature and go back to it, we're going to always be upside down in this society. Nothing we're doing is natural. So you keep talking about, oh, it's the need to be a man, and it's clear. Why would you try to force something that's not there? Women and men are fighting like crazy, but that's part of nature. We're going back to nature. They're fighting. Where the woman is coming into understanding that I don't have to keep putting up with this. All this stuff y'all keep talking about. Well, you know, grandmama and them used to stay married for 40 and 50 years. Grandmama wasn't happy. Grandmama wasn't happy. We glamorized this staying together for 40 and 50 years, but she wasn't happy. And granddaddy was doing stuff that we know granddaddy was doing, but nobody in the family wants to be honest and say what it was. I have been saying that men have been telling us who they are since their inception, but women are being ignorant about who they are. We know who he is. And now it's a situation where women are saying, okay, I'm not going to take it. But you're still expecting men to be something different than they've already shown you since the beginning. The problem is not them. The problem is us. All right, let me get back to this. Because we know who men are. Again, marriage was created where the woman went into servitude as a slave. She is the wife, he is the husband. The husband, what does that mean? The manager of a farm animal. That's what a husband is, the manager of a farm animal. Well, who's the farm animal? Well, the wife. Y'all look it up. Don't take anything I say as truth or fact. Just go look it up. Okay. Thank y'all for liking and sharing. Thank you for joining. As I continue in this, because I got to get out of here in a few minutes, but I need y'all to understand. Hello, Felipe and Queen Pisces. Welcome. All right. So we're understanding that this marriage is simply a situation where she has gone into bondage. The village disappeared with the invent of marriage. The village disappeared with the invent of marriage. What happened to the village? And why is it that all of us know this saying, it takes a village to raise a child, but there's no village? Well, what happened is when she married him, she left the village. So now she's dependent on this man. And y'all need to understand, again, we have not respected the nature of the male. But the other beings in nature respect the other beings in nature, they respect the male's nature. What does that mean? Again, mama bear, papa bear, baby bear, there's no such thing as that. That doesn't happen because the female bear is going to run the male bear off. Why? Because she knows his nature. She knows that he's likely to eat that child. You never gonna see no mama bear sleeping up in a cave with a male bear and her child, because he might wake up in the middle of the night and that child will become a snack. Why is it? Some of y'all with dogs, and y'all have had a whole bunch of dogs, and the male dog, you got to separate him from the mother and the babies, because he's likely to cause issues, do harm to the children. I'm not saying all men do this. Again, I say to you, if you have a male in your home and he's doing great things, he's being a quote unquote great husband, and he's helping out in the family, and he's coming back home and there's no turmoil and everything is great, you have an exception to the rule. That is not the norm. And this is once again not a diss to the male. What happened? Now that she is separated from the village, she's dependent on him, and he is expected to do things that are not in his nature. It is not in the nature of the male to be a protector, a provider, or a rearer. That's not in the nature of a male, no male being. I said it. Y'all go and look up nature and tell me what male beings in nature, because this ain't, don't talk to me, oh, we ain't animals, diva. Those beings that y'all want to call animals, they more natural than anything we doing in this society. They need clues. Okay, so once she's separated from her village, now there's this male being that has a predatorial nature. By nature, a male is a predatory being. This is not a diss. This is just what the facts are. We ain't talking about, whether or not he can or he can't. I'm telling you that Y chromosome has its own nature. And if you refuse to respect the nature of the being that stands before you, the problem is not the being, it's you. We know who males are. They've told us who they are. They say it all the time. At what point do we stop ignoring what they're saying and what they're showing you? What Maya Angelou say? When somebody tells you who they are, you must believe them. This is not a diss on men. This is not trying to say that they don't have intelligence. This is saying, who are they showing you that they are? So you got this male being that now you have to depend upon to do things that are not within his nature. It's not in the male's nature to be a rearer of children, a provider, nor a protector. That Y chromosome, that's all we're talking about. I don't care what being you're talking about. That Y chromosome, when we talk about protecting, that ain't what they do. Male beings, they fight over one thing, ass. Pay attention. I said it. They fight over ass. Either they trying to get some ass or they're trying to save their ass. But that's what they fight about. It ain't about protecting the woman and the child and the rearing. That's not in their nature. Again, if you have a male that does that, you have the exception and not the norm. The norm is everything is showing you what the norm is, that the norm for a male is not to just be there and rearing a child. You see it in society today. Why we got all these women upset about, oh, he didn't take care of his child, and he didn't come see the child, and he didn't protect us. And that's not in their nature. Listen, when things come natural to you, first of all, if something comes natural to you, nobody has to force you to do it. If it's natural to you, it's going to be done. Do you have to tell a mother to put her breast up to a child? That's nature. Well, why is it that society is trying to force men into doing things that it's clearly they don't want to do? They don't, it's not that, again, it's not a diss, but again, I say to you, they have been exalted into a position that's not natural to them. I'm not saying they can't do it. What I'm telling you is, if you got a man who is doing it, you want to say thank you. because you got an exception and not the norm. You have an exception and not the norm. Where is the village? Her mother, her grandmother, her sisters, her cousins, her nieces. I'm going to tell you like this. Even men know to have a village. Even men know. So you know how you have children where the parents are separated? I had two villages. When I was younger, I had two villages. One was on my mother's side, and the other village was on my father's side. So when I'm with my mother and my mother needed help, you know what she called on? She called on grandmama, her mother, her sisters, which was my niece, my aunts rather, and she called on her girlfriends. That was my mother's village. My grandmama, my aunts, and her girlfriends. And when I went to my daddy's side, I saw my village more than I saw my daddy. It was his mama, his sisters, and his nieces. That's my village on my dad's side. So my men, they gonna be smart. Now when they come and pick up the child, they gonna take them straight to grandmama's house, his mother, and you're gonna leave him over there, and the child might not see him until it's time to go back home. That's the village. And as long as I was with the village, I was always taken care of. No sexual predators was coming at me. I didn't worry about eating. I didn't worry about love. I was taken care of. But the minute my mother goes off with this male being and she leaves the village, because the village was back in Atlanta, or we went up to Virginia with this male being. She didn't know he was a predator. We're not taught about these things. They make it in society, they make you feel like if you don't have a man, you're not worth anything as a woman. Let me tell you something right here, right now, women, if you don't get your damn head straight, get your head straight. This is not a diss about men. This ain't Diva Laree sitting up here talking about, we don't need no man. What I'm telling you is to know who you are. You are the Alpha and the Omega. You are the beginning and the ending. You are the darkness and the light. You are balanced all by yourself when you know who you are. But the problem is you don't know who you are. The society is telling you, you don't have a man and you ain't. Stop buying into the garbage. The village is what you need. All of this stuff about it needs to be a man in the house, or it needs to be a two-parent household. I had two parents. When my daddy wasn't there, my mama had my grandmama and her girlfriends and my aunts. That's 3-4 parents, including my mother. And on my daddy's side, when my mama wasn't around, I had my grandmama, I had my aunts, I had my nieces, my cousins. That's my family, my village. Always taken care of. But the minute my mama took me away from the village, well, you got this damn predator in the house now. Y'all not getting it? This whole, I tell you what, they don't tell you. They'll tell you one out of 4 women, they say, have been molested. It's much higher than that. What does that mean? I can go in a room full of women and I can be like, 1, 2, 3, 4. And 1 out of every 4 of them, they say, has been molested. I'm telling you, according to my statistics, it's way higher than that. And it's also very high for males as well. What they don't tell you is that the majority of those who are perpetrators of these crimes against children, well, more than 85% of them are males. This is not to say all males do this. What I'm telling you is the nature of the being is a predator, and it's the woman's responsibility to take care of the child, to respect the nature of the beings that she's doing business with. Get back to the village. These people keep trying to say, oh, you need a man in the house. You need to get back to the village. You need to get back to nature. Nature, where is your village? And then start respecting the nature of the men, the beings that you're doing business with. King says, how do we sign up? You can find the link in the bio. Also, there's a link in the bio so that you can enroll in the university. We will have a free consultation with you. If you want to become a member of the UNA or join the university. If you want to be a member, don't forget this. There's the membership package that comes with the trust. It comes with the membership badge and the allodial ID. All right. $625 is the membership package, and we will put those on record for you, and also make sure you have the education that goes with it. All right, I got to get out of here, but here's the bottom line. Getting back to the village, that's where we have to go. I didn't go deep on this because I need to go into the molecular structure of this whole game. Who are we as a male and a female? Who are we? Because once we start recognizing who we are and respecting the nature of these vessels that we're in, then we can contract better. But women, stop allowing this society to make you think you're not worth anything just because you don't have a male. Stop allowing this society to make you think you have to be unhappy in some kind of relationship just because you're a female and you're not strong enough to do it. This is not about you dissing anybody. This is not about you hating the opposite sex. This is about you loving yourself. And that's the problem. We haven't been taught to love ourselves. We've been made to think we're weaker, that we're less than, that somebody who is unnatural is supposed to be guiding us to nature. That ain't how this works. You better know who you are. On a spiritual level, on a physical level, on a mental level, know who you are. I'm gonna get out of here. I want y'all to know I love you. And Pooh, it's a trust that you control, all right? A revocable trust. Hello, Nikki, thank you for joining. I want y'all to know I love you. I appreciate you. I thank you for being here with us. We're gonna see you. I gotta come back Friday. I'll be here Friday, because I'm going deep. I'm going into molecular structure. I'm going to expound on this whole village situation. I'm going to expound on this whole situation where women are being told you are weak, you don't know who you are. We're going to expound on it. Make sure you really, really know this thing from a spiritual level, because we're getting down to it now. We're walking in the fifth dimension. You better know who you are, because everything that you think will be manifested. And if you think you're weaker, you think you deserve less, then that's exactly what you're going to get. But the minute you know that you deserve to live in the heaven that you vision, well, that's when it shows up. I want y'all to know I'm out of here. I love you. I will see you. I'm coming back Friday. I'll see you Friday. All right. I love y'all. All right. Hugs for everybody. I'm out. Bye-bye. UNA.